Hi, Shira Lazar for CBSNews.com. I'm talking to Mike Bonanno. He's one half of the duo from The Yes Men. You recently released the film The Yes Men Fix the World on actually a BitTorrent site, which is a bit different. Your last film, you had it on HBO. And this one already you've raised in the past week $11,000 from donations alone from the people downloading the film.
Yeah, that's right. We decided that, well, a lot of people are downloading the film anyway, so why not why not encourage that, because it's an easy way to get the film seen, and also it's a way that we can now ask for people to donate a little bit of money, and we're up to about 15,000 as of today, so it's been a good opening weekend considering it costs us almost nothing, whereas to do a theatrical these days, you could spend over $100,000 very easily just to get it in one cinema.
So people know the two of you for your pranks, your public pranks that kind of disturb the nature of news in a way, and many things going on sometimes in the government or in communities. So what is this film target?
Well, the thing that's special about the release that we just did is that it features the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We impersonated the U.S. Chamber of Commerce last spring in order to make a political point about their position on climate change, because they were undermining and trying to kill climate legislation. And so we impersonated them, and a few weeks later, they sued us. A week later, incidentally, they changed their position and actually came out in support of the legislation that was in Congress at the time. So it was sort of a strange confluence of events. But in any case, because we're being sued for that, we have limited ways that we can release this next film. When you're being sued, broadcasters are very anxious about putting it on. And insurance companies, and you need insurance, E&O, errors and omissions insurance, in order to get on television. And the insurers aren't about to insure something where you're already being sued. So we thought, why not? P2P, it's a way to get around, in a way, the chilling effects. There is a kind of de facto censorship that happens as a result of a lawsuit like this. The effect would be that none of the big networks would carry the film, even if we created it. Our last film was on HBO, but there's no guarantee they'd even be able to do it this time, because legally, they would have their hands tied. So we just thought, well, let's see what the P2P community does, and by now I think we're up to almost 500,000 people who've downloaded and watched it, so that's a pretty substantial number.
What does this say to what you guys are doing?
Well, I think that it says a couple of things. I mean, first of all, we know that it reaches an audience, a specific audience. It reaches people who do file share. That isn't everybody, and so this isn't ideal for releasing film. I mean, ideally, we'd be able to release it this way and a bunch of other ways, including television, like our last one. We love seeing movies in the theaters as well, so we hope that doesn't die. But this is a way that we can do it really cheaply and effectively and reach a lot of people without having a huge investment up front.
Yeah, and so this film specifically, why would people want to see it? How is it different than your others?
Oh, okay, right. I think, well, the thing about this that's a bit different, first of all, is that we're being sued by the target of this film. Yeah, I think it does make it a bit more, it makes it interesting. It's quite similar to the past work that we've done. It's not that different. But I know one reason why they'd like to see it, because it includes cameo by Wolf Blitzer, Rush Limbaugh, and Al Gore.
Wow,
so,
you got some heavy hitters there.
What other movie has those three particular people in it? They're not all getting along in it. They're just talking about us, but that's another reason maybe why it should be seen on file sharing.
So you both are very much activists in your own right. What do you think about the latest, the documents released by WikiLeaks?
Absolutely amazing. WikiLeaks it's incredible what's happening with that, and it's incredible that Well, I mean, we all know that there are lots of government secrets that are being kept. It's just very sad that the violence of war is kept from us, the people, in democracy who are supposed to be deciding whether or not to allow the government the mandate to go to war. And so, I think it's great that this stuff is being revealed. We should know about it in order for democracy to work and in order for the citizenry to make decisions, which we're supposed to do. Then, we need that information. So it's great that it's happening. And I think that we'll see probably WikiLeaks reaching a tipping point in terms of public knowledge and whistleblowers all over in corporations. Who knows? Maybe there'll be people coming out of the woodwork from BP or Transocean or Halliburton who are involved in the spill in the Gulf who will have things to say. I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more from WikiLeaks.
So, what's your opinion? Are people like you and WikiLeaks, are you heroes or rebels?
Well, we can't call ourselves heroes. We're definitely rebelling against what we see as sort of authoritarian policies and practices. In our case, like when we attack the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, it's about the rule of money. It's about letting money and lobbyists meddle in our democracy. In the case of WikiLeaks, it's simply about control of information and allowing people the information that we need in order to have functioning democracy. So, yeah, I would say that it's the kind of rebellion that we should uphold as a model of the rebellion that we need to make democracy work. It's very patriotic. It's like the original. I would see it as a similar sentiment to that which brought on the first American Revolution, that we have the Constitution and everything else to thank for.
There you go. Well, that's a big statement. So, Mike, where can people find the Yes Men and all the info to get more?
Well, if you go to, I mean, for the BitTorrent release that we have, it's on a special site called Vodo, and that's vodo.net. And if you go to vodo.net, it's the top release right now. And it's a really interesting system because it's helping filmmakers release their films, and they have agreements with a lot of other BitTorrent sites. And if you want to see more about the Yes Men, it's theyesmen.org.
All right, and you're working on something next, though, before you go.
Oh, yeah, we are, well, right now we're not just working on films. What we do, we see ourselves as an activist organization primarily, and right now we're actually working on a thing called the Yes Lab, where we are training people in other organizations to do what we do. So we've had thousands of people write us email and say, we need to know how to do what you do, and so we've come up with a structure by which we're doing that. And that's the thing, the Yes Lab. If you go to theyesmen.org, you'll see it.
Are you going to try to hook up with Julian to be part of it from WikiLeaks?
Well, sometimes we have people who write to us with ideas for us, and especially with information, sometimes inside information. We send them right to WikiLeaks because we say, this should be out there in public. This is not something that we can use. It's something that everybody needs to know. Mm-hmm. And so that's the little way that we can contribute to WikiLeaks.
All right, very cool. Have fun. I know you're in Scotland right now, and look forward to seeing more of what you two can do in the future.
Thanks, Shira.